Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy Fly Island Guy. Today we are back in Venezuela, Paraguana to be exact, and we are going to be heading over to Puerto Salgar, Colombia, and this is about an hour and 20 minutes flight. Today's Simbrief has actually given us a pretty low cruising altitude, which has me slightly worried because the terrain is pretty hilly in the area, so I'm not too sure how this is going to work out. But they've given us 4,000 feet as our cruising altitude, so in a sense, it's kind of good that we are able to kind of have a lower cruising altitude so we can get a better look at the terrain as we fly. Overall, the weather is pretty impeccable, as you could see. I'm actually just plugging things in here in windy.com, just all for my second monitor. And there is basically not much rain in the area. Well, definitely no rain in the area around Paraguana, but let me just double check. SKPQ. So where we are going, oof, it's not looking good. Not looking good at all. Definitely some thunderstorms in the areas, precipitation, and wow, some snow as well. That's sort of odd to see, but yeah, I don't know. It's not looking too good in that area. Seeing a good amount of precipitation, good amount of cloud cover, and unfortunately, we have not been given the best approach for today. Well, I'll talk about it on the way. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get our engine started up though. We pretty much have everything else ready to go. Let's get these guys on. Beacons. I'll go here. Yeah.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Alright, so just to discuss what's going on, as I was saying, for some reason there's something going on with a lot of these airports in South America. Looking at the GTN 750, I'm finding like there's a lot of missing approaches, or if the approach is missing, then we may the airport, I can't find the airport navigraph at all, so I've actually had to go through and pretty much aboard a bunch of flights because I couldn't find them in Simbrief. They don't exist in navigraph, so I don't really know what's going on there. So for this flight, this airport is supposed to have an ILS approach, but there's nothing in the GTN 750. So we're gonna have to basically fly this. It's gonna have to be like a visual approach. We'll be able to use a VOR, but that's about the best that we could do. And just gonna have to hope that it works out. But the weather right now is not looking good at all in the area. So, all right, we got both of our engines started. Generators can come on, and yeah. Get the inertial separators on now. Alright. Got 4,000 feet loaded up as our cruise altitude. And yeah, we can do the rest in the air. Alright, so here in Paraguay we're departing runway 9. As usual, just trying to get the airport up so we could kind of situate ourselves. Alright, even here in Paraguay I actually had an instrument departure set up, but that's not in the system either, so I don't really know what's going on. It's a little frustrating, but we're gonna have to do the best that we can and put the rest in God's hands, you know what I mean? So, alright. Runway 9 is behind us. Also pretty heavy today as well. Carrying about 8 passengers, 400 pounds of cargo, which isn't too much, but then combine that with the distance that we have to travel, that means we max out fuel at about 70%. So, or we max out our cargo, overall maximum takeoff weight about 70-75% of our fuel. So we're filled up to the gills, but we're just we'll be alright though. This is a really long runway here in Paraguay. About 9,000 feet, so we're just trying to taxi to the end. Not sure what's going on here. This taxiway should continue. Kind of looking forward to this takeoff. I think we're gonna get some good visuals on the way out. Forgot to turn my taxi lights on every single time. Right, nothing coming, so we're just gonna go ahead and line up directly on the runway. Beautiful sunny day today. All right, RPM levers at max RPM, fuel condition levers at high idle. Gonna turn on auto feather, fuel cross feed, and turn on auto feather as well for takeoff. Natural separators already set. Generators on and landing lights on, strobes on. Alright, and our flaps already set, ready for takeoff. Rotate.
Airborne time log.
Started slipping off to the right a little bit. Good gear up. We're just gonna enjoy Paraguay on departure. Turning right now to get back onto our flight plan. Once we level off, we'll get the autopilot switched on. Good. Good nav So this is the wind farm that we saw last time we passed when we were coming in for landing last time. So we came in from this side. Overall, nice, beautiful morning. Let's pull back our RPM for climb. We're actually almost at our cruising altitude already, so look at that, man. So we can see the city down here. It's been a great departure. Didn't get to really see the city last time. Should be leveling off now as well. So I'm just going to pull back the power a little bit. This is going to be our cruising altitude for today, 4,000 feet. Still pretty curious as to if that's going to cause any issues, because there's a lot of mountainous terrain around here. So, but for now, just going to enjoy the sights and the sounds. And let's take a quick screenshot. Watch your ears. Judging by the way the water looks, it's kind of hard to see from inside the plane, but it's like I was seeing a little bit of white caps, so it's probably pretty windy. Even the windsock looked pretty stiff when we were taking off. So it looks like a Paraguana. Seeing winds around 17 knots with gusts of 30. So yeah, it's pretty windy today. So even though it's kind of weird to tell, our flight plan, oops, really gotta stop clicking OBS. Yeah. So our flight plan pretty much has us heading south for the most part. Also southwest. And yeah, this is the area that I'm worried about because it's pretty mountainous. all around here, and we're going to be flying over pretty mountainous area here, and then we're going to still be hugging it all the way to the airport. So what my plan is going to be, well, my plan is to basically kind of once around here on the flight plan, I'm going to tune the VOR at the SKPQ airport, and we're going to try and like use the VOR to fly in. Now we're going to be doing the runway 19 approach, which pretty much in an ideal scenario we pretty much like be flying straight towards it and we just land, but our approach is going to kind of have us coming from the side, which is why I want to tune the VOR so that we can kind of branch off of our flight plan and then do more straight in approach from there. So we'll see how that works out for us, but yeah. In the meantime, this is going to be us just doing some low flying today and enjoying the scenery. Alright? So I'll hit you guys up when we are heading towards our destination. There's actually not much descending that we need to do. The approach for the airport requires that we you have to be at 3,000 feet at the initial approach fix, and we're at 4,000. So you see how that goes. Alright, so I'll be back soon and we guys will talk about what we're gonna do for this approach, and let's see how it goes, because I'm still kind of worried about the weather that we're going to be hitting when we arrive. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It has been an extremely interesting past little while. I was a little weary about that 4,000 feet that Simbrief gave us as our cruising altitude. I was well within my rights to worry about that. Like, Simbrief was trying to kill us, basically. The mountains in this area, I pretty much had to go up to at least like 10, 12, no, about 13,000 feet to get over these mountains in order to safely avoid them. So I don't know why Simbrief gave us such a low cruising altitude that was basically taking us straight through those mountains. But we've gotten through the worst of it, and we're actually getting pretty close to the airport now. So I've tuned I still don't really have a set approach, to be honest. So all I'm really doing is I've tuned this VOR 114.2. Sorry, oops, just disappeared. Sorry, I tuned this POW VOR, and I'm just going to be pretty much flying towards it. I'm going to go into heading mode, and we're pretty much going to use that to navigate towards the runway. We're going to have to do a left turn to get onto runway 19. So we're going to go ahead and start that now. I'll do is let's get our heading set. We'll go into heading mode, and we're gonna turn to This 240 heading. Which is pretty much pointing to the VOR. I'm also going to start our descent. So I'm just going to get down to 3,000 feet. We're still a little ways out, so not really expecting anything too crazy. Actually, we're now 38 nautical miles out. So we're pretty much heading straight for the VOR now, but what I want to do is go a little more right of the runway. We're also not really out the woods yet in terms of our altitude. Still got to kind of watch out a little bit. Try something as well. So the airport should be in this sort of valley area right here. Kind of more off to our left here. So I'm just going to be descending right now, just trying to find... Whoa, 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 what's going on there? Yeah, not sure what that was just now. Sorry, as I was saying, yeah, I'm just trying to keep an eye out for the airport right now. And just make sure that we get down in time. Yeah. Simbrief was definitely trying to kill us. Lucky that I didn't actually try and, like, you know, walk away from the computer or whatever, because that would not have turned out well. Still not sure where the airport is. Just kind of looking to see where the VOR is located. It's definitely in this valley somewhere. The weather pretty much matched up. Pretty much once we kind of got close to this area, there was a lot of cloud cover. I saw some rainbows here and there. So there was some precipitation as well. Just gotta watch out for this little ridge here. This ridge. I think I'm underestimating these distances. And I'm probably too low at this point as well. So I'm just gonna shut off the autopilot. I'm just gonna hand fly. The elevation for this airport is only like 500 feet. But it's definitely above, well, the terrain around it is pretty crazy. And I kind of see that here as well in Navigraph. If we look, a lot of high terrain surrounding the airport. So we have to watch out for that. I'm still kind of baffled as to exactly where this airport is. Looks like we're gonna have to climb up and over these mountains again, or maybe try and fly around them. pretty obvious that I can't. I obviously can't read a map that well. But this approach path that they have here, or that the flight plan that they have, just isn't going to work. So there should be a river around here as well. Pretty sure I could just kind of follow that up to the airport. So I'm just kind of looking out for that as a landmark. Too sure what's going on with the scenery here. I just see like this weird demarcation of light and dark green. That's sort of odd. So we're going to point the aircraft back towards the VOR again. I'm still looking out for that river. Okay, I guess the river should be pretty much straight ahead. So I think what I'll do is, once we hit that river, then we'll just turn left and head straight towards the airport. Because the airport's pretty much right beside the river. I think I see the river ahead of us. It's good. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of snaking like right there. So I totally underestimated where the airport was. One of the times I thought we were close, we were not close. Looks like we're actually flying over another airport here. Just bank so we can see it. Right there below us. been a very interesting flight. Very, very interesting flight. A little too interesting. This flight has also ended up being way longer than I thought it was going to be. Simbrief had it at an hour and 20 minutes. It's definitely been way longer than that. It's probably been about 2 hours, close to 2.5 at this point. I'm pretty sure I've burnt off way more fuel than I thought I was going to. So it's probably good that we had kind of maxed out the fuel for the flight. But as I mentioned before, we are just following the river. The airport should be close to us, on the left of the river. Feel like maybe up there. Could be wrong though. To the airport. It's way up there. So this is a very roundabout way to to get to this airport. absolutely motoring right now to get to this airport. We're doing about close to 180 knots. Alright, runway is in front of us. And I'm gonna have to consult Simbrief to figure out what was going on there, because I think our flight plan should have been way different from what it was. Alright, we're gonna slow things down and we're gonna get ready for landing. Need to be able to get my flaps out and all that. Doing a delicate balance of trying to lose airspeed and not fall out the sky like a rock. Alright, we're good to go now. Alright, I'm gonna go gear down. Flaps full. Prop RPM to max, and fuel condition levels to high idle. Landing lights are on. Strobes on as well. Auto feather on. And prop sync and come off. Landing checklist complete. What I'm going to do as well, I'm just going to bring up the taxi map on my end over here. Looks like once we land, we'll be heading near to the end of the runway to reach the apron. Turns out conditions weren't too bad for landing, which is awesome. a very troublesome airport to get to. But we did it, folks. What we gotta do now is just make sure the plane touches down. Alright. So I'm gonna come in a little higher than we should, just to kind of reduce my taxi time. So we're going to touch down right at the end of these markers here.
Landing time log.
Alright, so according to the map, should be heading right. Like, I don't think that's an apron over there. Well, not the apron at least. Alright, so let's clean up. Natural separators can come off, and landing lights, stirrups can come off as well. In fact, I think I have the natural separators on for the whole flight, which you're not supposed to do. And let's find somewhere quick and simple to park. Of course, there's got to be a weird truck just chilling right at the entrance. And I think we have some marshalers over here. If this stupid truck was in the way, I should be able to comfortably turn there. It's good enough. All right, folks. It was way more eventful than it should have been.
Engine off time log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
All right. Cool. So here we are, folks. Landed safely here in Colombia. And that was interesting. That was way more interesting than I wanted it to be. But overall, great ending to the flight. Didn't kill anybody. Didn't crash to any mountains. We got a safe landing bonus or soft landing bonus. Pretty much got all the bonuses that we can get except for like a nighttime landing. So yeah, overall a good flight. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. You missed the craziest parts of it, to be honest, but hope that what you did see was pretty interesting. Outside of that, I'll be back with another video in the next few days. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And outside of that, stay safe. Most importantly, stay fly. This is your boy Fly Island Guy. I'm out. Peace.